Alright guys, so I am doing a super simple trial this time of a brand that I've been interested in for quite some time, and that is Algenist. This is a brand that bases all of their products off of algae. It seems they believe there's something magical contained within algae, so we are going to find out. And the products that I have to test include the Genius Ultimate Anti-Aging Vitamin C Serum, as well as the Ultimate Aging Cream from the Genius line. Then the Splash Absolute Hydration Replenishing Sleeping Pack, so I assume that's a night mask. Also the Algae Brightening Mask. I haven't done masks in a while, I've missed them, so I will do that one. And then I bought the Kiss and Wink collection, which is a lip renewal balm plus the complete renewal eye balm, I believe is in there. And I picked up the Collagen, Genius Liquid Collagen sample that has been on the Sephora site. You get 10 of these with your $25 purchase. So this, I believe this will last me longer than 10 days. We'll see. And then we'll do a little discussion about collagen. So I will try out these products for 2 weeks and come back to you then. Okay guys, so I'm back. I'm ready to share with you my thoughts on 2 weeks of using the Algenist brand. I feel like it's probably one of those situations where you can already see kind of what happened to my skin. So I'll go ahead and say that I certainly did not stay breakout free for these past 2 weeks, but I don't want that to make it sound like I'm saying I didn't think this brand has positives, because I absolutely do think that. What I learned from doing this is, even with really good anti-acne products, it's amazing how your skin, if you're using products that are too heavy for your skin, you're still going to struggle with breakouts. Now, in saying that, I do think that Algenist does what they do best extremely well, and that seems to be skincare for more mature or dry skin. I absolutely noticed a decrease in the fine lines that I have on my forehead. It's something I've mentioned in other videos. It's something that typically irritates me. They're definitely reduced. Now, Algenist likes to tell you that you can see results in 10 days. I'm going to say it was more like 11 to 12, but I absolutely did see results. And just like every other trial, there's pros and cons, and there's products that I liked more than others, so I'll certainly talk to you about my experience using each of these products. I think what I'm going to do in this video is something a little different. The Algenist brand seems to be divided into 3 categories. They have their Genius line, which I'm going to tell you right now, this is the line for more mature skin or very, very dry skin. Then they have the Splash line, which think of this as their water-based line, which typically means combination oily skin. Think the Belief Aqua Bomb, the Tatcha Water Cream, etc. And then they also have their original white line. This is just what came first. This is that situation that a lot of skincare bloggers talk about, where a brand introduces their line, then they come out with something better. It's the newest, it's the greatest, but they're still selling their old line. It doesn't really seem to make all that much sense, but I don't have anything in terms of these products to compare them to otherwise. So let's go ahead and start with the Genius line, their most advanced line. I am going to start this video off with the Genius Liquid Collagen. Now this is $115 for an ounce. It is a very pricey product, but it's something that Algenist is very proud of. Their whole deal with the Genius line is that when they first came out with the brand, they were harnessing the power of algae, which they believe the Hyaluronic Acid found within algae, the outer coating, the protective layer of algae, is something that can really provide skincare benefits. I don't think they're wrong. I did read some papers on algae and the benefits for skincare, and I think they're onto something, but I don't think it tells the story entirely, which in all fairness is why I like the Genius line. The whole deal with the Genius line is that whereas their original white line just had the hyaluronic acid, for the Genius line they've incorporated microalgae oil, and you can see it in the liquid collagen. It's those little yellow circles. I don't know if you'll see it on camera, but there are little yellow circles within this serum, and once you apply them to your skin, they do kind of seem to burst open. You're not walking around with little yellow circles of oil on your face. They break down and give you very intense hydration. Now, of course, with this being liquid collagen, their big claim is collagen, and I've talked before about being kind of conflicted when we're talking about collagen, because collagen molecules as a whole are too large to penetrate into the skin. But I will give Algenist some credit here, because they also went ahead and threw in the amino acids, the building blocks of collagen, which might help the skin out a little more. But for me, to claim that this product is collagen is still not, it's not telling the story as a whole. Now, with this product, when I read the reviews, a lot of people said that they did see the type of results that I saw, including the reduction in fine lines, and then there were people who also said that this product broke them out. I think that both sides are correct, because I think that this is providing so much intense, heavy hydration. Now, part of that is, of course, the oils in this product, but again, if you are trying to reduce fine lines, this kind of has you covered. This also has in it peptides, antioxidants. There is a lot going on in this product that absolutely would benefit mature and dry skin. Now again, it's $115 for an ounce, so it's certainly a pricey product, and I don't think it's absolutely a necessity for anybody who has dry or mature skin to feel like you have to run out and buy this. But that said, if you are really looking for, in particular, a serum that will give you results, I can't deny I had results. I just absolutely wouldn't recommend it for anybody who is prone to breakouts. You guys know there's just two sides to this. We've got on the one side of the coin, we have this situation of very dry skin, and on the flip side, you have this tendency to break out. This is for people with that very dry skin. So even though I did break out using this, I think it's a good product. It's just not as ideal for me as maybe it will be for me in 20 years from now. Now, I actually had to write Algenist about this because I was not sure the best way to use this product. They told me that it can be used as a serum on its own, or you can layer it under the Genius Anti-Aging Vitamin C Serum. That makes for a very expensive layering process, but that's what I tried, and again, I certainly did see results. So let's just go ahead and talk about the Genius Ultimate Vitamin C next. This serum clocks in at $118 for an ounce, making it even pricier than the collagen serum. But it does have a really nice formula. It contains 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is definitely a different form of vitamin C that we don't see as often, as well as peptides, ceramides, niacinamide, and then more collagen in this. I really do think it's a very well-rounded formula. It's just very expensive. What I'll say on this is that it's well-rounded. It's got everything you could possibly need, but it's $118, and I think that if you are familiar with skincare and you're familiar with basics, you probably don't need to go out and spend that. But if, on the other hand, all of this is overwhelming, it's a one-and-done serum, everything you need in it. If you want even more, you can layer it. Really pricey, but it works. The last product in the Genius line that I personally tried was the Ultimate Anti-Aging Cream. Now, this one retails for $75 for an ounce, but I must say, just like the other two Genius products, it's very nice, both in results and in the way that it feels. Its texture actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the Sunday Riley Tidal. It's got that very intense hydration feeling that gives it kind of a bouncy texture. Now, I would say if you're really trying to address the signs of aging, this is a pretty well-rounded routine, the combination of the serums with the cream. But all that said, if you're more on a strict budget and you're trying to decide which of these products do I want to start with, I would still have to say that I recommend the serums over the moisturizer. For as well-rounded as the moisturizer is, you just get more penetration into your skin when you're using a serum as opposed to a moisturizer. So, great moisturizer. Oh, one more comment I wanted to make on the price. I happen to observe that this seems to be one of those brands that pops up on QVC offering deals. So it may be true that as high and scary as some of these price tags sound, you might be able to find these products at a discount. I'm going to jump on over to the Splash line, and again, this is the water-based line, the more oily to combination skin friendly line. This is called the Splash Absolute Hydration Replenishing Sleeping Pack, and this retails for $42 for 2 ounces. Now, I will say, it's very nice to observe that a company is actually reflecting their price tags pretty accurately. This does not cost as much to manufacture as the Genius line, which does have much more expensive ingredients in the products. Now, all that said, this was not hydrating enough for me in my personal opinion, but I don't really have an oily nor combination skin type. I have that dry but prone to acne skin type. Very fortunate, I know. But it just was really light and didn't really give me much in terms of results. Now, the way that you're supposed to use this is to apply your serum, your moisturizer, and then apply this as a final layer so that you wake up with your skin brighter and glowing. And it's really funny how there's a polarity in the reviews of some people saying that they did see results, which I'm sure they did because there is hyaluronic acid in here, a bunch of antioxidants. It's nicely formulated for oily skin. But of course we see some people in here who are complaining about not being enough hydration. I have to say, again, I didn't feel like it was enough hydration for me, but I'm not writing it off for oilier skin types. I definitely think that it has a place. So let's move on over to talking about the original line. This is the Complete Eye Renewal Balm. This retails for $68 for a half ounce, and I really have to say that it's a nice formula. This product contains multiple forms of vitamin C as well as caffeine to help puff out the eyes as well as rich oils, and it also contains peptides, and I have to say I really appreciate when I see peptides in particular in an eye cream. My favorite eye cream does contain peptides and it's more expensive than this, the one from Peter Thomas Roth. The thing about using peptides in an eye cream is that you don't see immediate results. The way that peptides work, they signal collagen production, so as opposed to applying a topical collagen, you're applying something that tells the skin, make more collagen here, so you see the results down the road. It's always fascinating to think about, and I always wonder how these conversations must go with the scientists that formulate these. You know, when they put a product like that in, they must know that some percentage of people are going to try this, take it back within a week and say, I didn't see anything, and then some group of people is going to try it and say, wow, I really did see results, I'm going to stick with that. It's a really stark contrast to those eye creams that contain light reflecting pigments and tints, which give you immediate results but aren't actually skincare. I've talked about this before. I always have very conflicted thoughts. I like the appearance, but at the same time, it's kind of more of a concealer corrector than skincare. I'm digressing, so my point is that this is not that. This is one of those types of products where you will see results, but you won't see them immediately. Now, I'm also not saying that peptides are absolutely a must-have. This is an expensive product, and it's not something that everybody is going to need, but if you're very interested in the latest scientific breakthroughs, you really want to be using the best of the best, peptides is definitely something I would recommend, and it's nice that it does come in this product. Oh, and one more thing on this product before I forget. This does not have hyaluronic acid, which to me is a little bit of a con, but not entirely. I'm actually happy to find a product without hyaluronic acid, since I've really been thinking about how some people have negative reactions with hyaluronic acid. Not really reactions, but negative results, and it typically has to do with being in a dry climate. If you apply hyaluronic acid, it will pull moisture from wherever it needs to, and if you're in a humid climate, that's the air, and it works wonderfully on you. If you're in a dry climate, that can be your skin, and that can have the opposite of the effect that you desire. So it's really nice to actually find something that if somebody is in a drier climate and is not enjoying the effects of hyaluronic acid, I can say, hey, I got an eye cream for you. So up until this point in this video, I've actually liked everything that I used. Again, even though I personally broke out, I can still see positive effects from it. These last two products I actually don't recommend. First off is this Algae Brightening Mask. I think this is a product that's better in theory than in practice. This is a $62 for 2 ounces mask of mostly kaolin and bentonite clays. It's a pretty color, I'll give it that, and it seems that something about its appearance is making people think it's a Glam Glow dupe, and I can see it, It's pretty, it's got the little specks of algae in it. Sure, it's a dupe for the Glam Glow in some ways. Now this also has salicylic and lactic acids in it, but they're not going to work as well in a product that's a clay mask as opposed to a more traditional peel. But to me, the biggest con with this product is that it dried out really fast, and I thought it was just me. I was kind of going crazy trying to figure out why I couldn't use this mask a week after I opened it, and that's when I started reading reviews and found that this is a common problem. So it's a nice mask, kind of, in terms of its ability to pull out oils, but if it dries out, it's frustrating. So I wouldn't recommend it just because you don't really want to spend $62 on a mask that dries out on you. And then last, I have the Lip Renewal Balm SPF 15. This was so much better in theory than in practice. Apparently this is discontinued, and it seems from the reviews that I was able to find, this, the way that I received this, or purchased this rather, was in this set, and this was real disappointing. It's very chunky, it smells very bad, and it just doesn't really work that well because of it being chunky, but it seems that when people bought the full size, they were happy with it. So I'm hoping it's pulled from the site because they're reformulating it. I think there's a lot of potential here. I love that it's a balm with SPF. That's something that is pretty hard to find, but it's just not working. Nobody's going to use a chunky lip balm. I mean, it doesn't look pretty on the lips at all. So it's something to take back to the drawing board and bring this back out. I hope they do, because I'm telling you, it's a real struggle to find a non-petroleum based lip balm. So many of these lip balms on the market really do dry out your lips, and I don't understand why this is such a difficult achievement for manufacturers to make. Alright guys, I feel like we actually managed to knock this brand out pretty quickly. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, YouTube.